So, good evening, Rekha. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is our first official interview of ADAA.
Thank you for having me.
So, how do you feel?
This is very exciting. I'm very happy to know about ADAA. It's a great initiative to recognize and appreciate Atlanta artists.
And we're so glad to have you. I mean, I never knew you had done as much as you have. So, I don't want to be repeating everything that you've already told me. So, I want you to tell the audience just what you like about everything that you do.
I started my artistic journey through Bharatanatyam dance, and eventually I started learning Carnatic music also. My love for art, for sketching, took me into fine arts, and I have a degree in architecture. My music journey continued throughout. I have been singing as long as I can remember, and after I finished my graduation, I have worked as an architect, and work brought us to the United States, and now both me and my husband, we work in the software field, but my music journey continues, and in fact now I'm actively singing in and around Atlanta. I have also had the good fortune of learning filmmaking while we were in California, and I have a few short films and screenplays to my credit. But music will always remain my first love.
Oh, wow. Okay, so how do you choose to stay passionate about music?
Actually, it's not a choice. It's something which happens on by itself. Yeah, the attempt is or the effort is more towards keeping up with the practice. I believe in constantly learning, keeping with my craft. I try to challenge myself by learning different styles, and each event I sing at is an opportunity for me to learn and to improve. So I just let my music guide me, and I think that's how I've been able to keep up with it.
So, this is a question that I have. I think it's so hard to know what your true love is. Mm-hmm. How did you figure out of all the different things that you do that music is your true love?
If you actually ask me to sit in one room and rehearse every day at a certain time, I would be probably the worst student. I just follow my inner voice, and no matter what I'm doing, I would think of a tune, I would remember a song, I would remember my mother humming a puja song, or my aunt competing in Antakshari, and these memories would keep reconnecting me back to music. So I think many times to just follow your inner voice is the way to get connected to what you really like.
So, how do you follow your inner voice? That's a question I think that everyone wants to know.
I think there is a voice within each of us which is speaking to us. What happens is we drown it with a lot of other things in life. Life is challenging, and surviving and keeping up with today's world causes a lot of stress, and I think we lose sight of who we are. We try many times to be like somebody else, so that inner voice is drowned. But how do I connect with my inner voice? Actually, it chooses me. It speaks so loudly from within me. It guides me, and I think meditation helps a lot. Whenever I get a chance, I just try to quieten the clutter and the chattering in my mind, and whatever comes to me, I obey it. I think inspiration sometimes chooses you, and you just have to be open to receive those signals. And I think I feel blessed that I'm able to hear that voice within me, and that guides me. It guides me in different directions. Like I said, I have interest in filmmaking, in writing, in art, and but the beauty is also that when you follow your inner voice, each thing is so harmoniously connected to the other that you enjoy the entire experience.
So is there ever a time where your heart or your inner voice is saying one thing and your head is saying another? How do you reconcile both of them?
Absolutely, it happens all the time. Um, Being an artist, whether you are in the fine arts or in the performing arts, uh, there are very few people who are able to pursue their art and get better at their craft on a full-time basis.
Yeah.
Many of us, for practical reasons, need to find means of earning, and many times that causes a lot of conflict. Um, Even if it is not for monetary gain, we ourselves have gifts and talents which tend to clash. Like I mentioned, I've been working in the software field now. I enjoy working in software. So there will be times where my mind will overpower and say, this is what you were meant to be.
What is that?
You are a very successful software professional, and you should continue that because in a logical manner, that's where the monetary gain is.
Yeah.
So finances also play a role in creating that clash. But then again, I think the inner voice is your compass.
Yeah.
Because when you follow your inner voice, there's a sense of peace you get. And finding that right balance between what seems logical and practical and doing exactly what you want to do is a challenge, but it can be done.
Okay.
And there is a little give and take.
So does it take a while to get there and listen and act upon your inner voice?
Yes. There will always be distractions in life. There have been distractions, or there have been other responsibilities and priorities. And we need to prioritize, and I try to put my interests on the top of the list, because I believe that if you are happy, everyone around you is happy. But you have to make some hard choices, and you have to put aside your dreams and your passions in order to take care of certain other realities of life.
Can you give an example?
I think for women, to balance your passion, your profession, your family life, and your social life, and to do justice to all these moving parts is always difficult. As women, especially, I think the way I was raised, I always put family first. So there have been years where I put aside my singing aspirations and made sure that I'm always available for my family. When we moved to the US from India, I knew the opportunities in the US might not be as promising as in India. When I came here, my friends in India would call me and they would say, there are all kinds of music shows and music competitions. That's where you need to be. In fact, we tune into the to every television channel hoping that in some Saregama or Desi Idol we will see you. That's where you belong. And I really appreciate that. If they think I'm suitable to be on such platforms and be seen by the whole world, I think that there's no better inspiration than that. But I know that for a while, when my son was little, when I was getting settled with my job, I had to put aside my music aspirations. But then when the inner voice is strong and when you know where your heart is, you do manage to pick up what you love to do. And you should, because that's where your happiness lies.
Okay, so one last question.
Sure.
How do you balance all the other things that you love with this? How did that work in maybe the last 10 years?
Right. I would like to think of myself as a Renaissance soul. What that means is there are people in the world who have many passions, and who enjoy doing many things. They cannot be limited to one definition. Da Vinci and Kamal Hassan, they are examples of Renaissance soul. They are multifaceted, multi-talented, and like the 7 colors in a rainbow, they have so many talents within them. They have the ability to do many things, and all of that comprises them. I would like to think that I'm a Renaissance soul because I have the desire to be in fine arts, to be in architecture, to be in music. One of my dreams is to learn Kathak.
Wow, okay.
And I have so many things that I want to pursue. All this defines me. So Rekha Pallath is a singer, but at the same time I have many dimensions to me which I want to explore. So, and that's the beauty of life, that I don't want to confine myself, and I let that voice guide me, and the universe will show me the path.
Thank you so much, Rekha, for your time.
Thank
We're
you so
looking
much for
forward
having me.
to seeing you on Sunday, September 16th at 6:30 p.m. at
I'm looking
Ashiana.
forward to it too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.